Today I come to you with a very serious question that I also have an answer to. Can you mod Sonic Frontiers? Yeah, dude, already, and it's got like a ton of mods, so I want to show you some stuff that could make the game even better, and some things I consider even essential for a playthrough. But beforehand, I'm gonna be nice and show you exactly how to mod the PC version of this game so you can use all the things I mention in this video. Note, I don't know anything about modding any other consoles. I don't think you can do anything aside from Switch, so stick to PC for this one. Setting up the Sonic Frontiers mod loader is actually really simple. All you need to do is download the Hedge Mod Manager, which is the same one that's used for Lost World, Generations, Forces, and I think that's it. Once you have that file, which I will put a link to in the description, you have to put it in the Steam directory with the sonicfrontiers.exe file, which can easily be found by either right-clicking the game in Steam and clicking Manage, Browse Local Files, or simply go to the Steam directory on your computer, then go to Steam Apps, Common, Sonic Frontiers. You want to drop Hedge Mod Manager here, and then this is the important part. Since it doesn't have Frontiers support right off the bat, you need to go to the last tab, the Settings page, and make sure this does not say Release, change it to Development Version. The thing will update, and then you should have Sonic Frontiers support, and it should notice the game automatically. This should create a mods folder in that exact same directory we were just in, and that is where you're going to put your mods when you download them from Gamebanana. Some very quick tips on this process. If you are downloading a character mod, make sure to check whether or not it has support for the DLC outfits, because sometimes they will only support the original Sonic costume. Which means if you try to use the Adventure 2 shoes or one of the other DLCs, the model will not work and probably cause a whole bunch of weird visual glitches. That tripped me up for a little bit. I actually had to look online to see what I was doing wrong, and I guess it's just because I don't think when I do things, so that's the solution there. Now that you got the mod loader, I want you to go over to the codes section of the game and hit download all community codes just to make sure you have everything up to date. And some of these things here, I'm going to start with the most essential things you want for this game. These are things I personally wouldn't replay the game without at this point, including disabling the cutscene FPS limiter so you have 60 FPS cutscenes, activating the 4K cutscene playback to make everything look a lot more crisp. You can turn off letterboxing during gameplay so you don't have those black bars at the top and bottom of the screen during certain scenes. And to me, I turn off the boost filter so when you're like listening to the music, you actually get the full song instead of having that weird like whoosh over it. There's also a code to stop the umbrella enemy in the second island from taking your camera control away whenever you run by it, and that might seem a little bit less necessary, but I think it helps a lot because those guys get really annoying after a while. This next one is a mod you have to download. It is called the Elder Coco Fix. If you've played this game or just seen footage of it, you know going to Elder Coco is rather sluggish. You bring your Coco to him after you find them all, and then he can upgrade your speed or ring capacity, but doing each option takes so long. Like, this is like the opposite of what Sonic would really be looking for in this situation. Like, speeding me up, this is speeding me down, guys. This is what it looks like with the Elder Coco Fix, and I left this on as soon as it came out. Like, this is a mod that I do not turn off, aside from, you know, me showing the footage of it in this video. You could stop there, but I argue there are some things that will make the game even more enjoyable, and this one might be a little bit controversial if you haven't played the game yet, or, you know, you don't like modding a game your first time through, but I think this improves the game by a landslide. Here's Beat's physics tweaks for this game. It started out just being a cyberspace mod because the cyberspace stages are very jank to play through sometimes. This mod now adds some form of momentum carrying for when you're dashing around the overworld, and especially when you jump, which is one thing I thought this game was really missing. Now when you're boosting, you can then jump and carry that momentum into the air, so you can make longer jumps, sort of like you could in old games, like SA1 or SA2. This also buffs the drop dash and makes it a lot easier to control, makes it actually viable to use in most places. Whereas, for the first 10 hours of the game or so, I didn't actually know the drop dash was in the game. Yeah, I know that's like my thing. I love the drop dash. I just didn't expect it to be here, and I just never saw anyone mention it or talk about it. This might make Sonic like a teeny bit too fast, but that also might be because I've maxed Sonic out on this file already, so he seems like he's going really, really fast. It definitely increases your speed, I'm gonna say that. It also makes you faster without boosting too, which is a nice change. I think I could have kind of put these into the personal section / less important things as well, because again, I have different opinions about this, but I also play with the halved hit stop mod, which makes the homing attack and combat initiation a little bit faster. It kind of makes it a little bit too fast, maybe? But it's better than, like, having that really slow stop every time you hit an enemy. Then, of course, there's Infinite Boost, which is actually another code in the mod loader, and people might say, hey, that's cheating, you shouldn't do that. Alright, listen. The boost is not really a weapon or anything that will help you in the long run here. The boost is now a traversal tool in this game. And to be fair, you can literally activate Infinite Boost anytime you want in the game by doing a figure 8 with the psi loop, and it lasts like 3 minutes or something, so like, I get the feeling that they wanted me to have Infinite Boost in this game, but they decided against it at the last second. It just doesn't feel really necessary to have to hold the R button down while I'm running around and then stop for a couple seconds and slow down. This just makes it a lot more smooth of an experience. Now this one is one that I think people are going to download and just have, because this should be a feature in the main game already. The boss encounters in this game, oh my god, they are so incredible. I'm not going to show you anything more than the first boss, because that's been shown in promotional material. I don't want to spoil it for you just yet. Look out next week for a big spoiler video. Please click that bell and subscribe. This mod adds 4 new save files to your game right before each boss that you're going to encounter as Supersonic, and to me, again, this should have just been in the game, because replaying the bosses will only happen if you replay the entire game. With this one, though, it disables autosaving and also uses save file redirection, so you will never lose your save file when you're using this mod, and you can always switch this on or off to get back to your main playthrough, or to check out the bosses again, which, if you're a mod showcase channel or whatever, that's going to be really useful if you want to show off some boss mods or supersonic mods. And you just get to play these things again and again and again. I've just done this casually a couple times. I love fighting the first 2 Titans. More on how I feel about the entire game later, though, like I said. Check out next week. And now we get into the less important and more personal stuff that I just really wanted. I don't like really short quill Sonic and Forces style, so I found this really nice improved Sonic model that makes him look a little bit more like he did in Sonic Generations and Sonic Unleashed. Very, very nice. Nice dark blue color. He doesn't look washed out at all, and he works with the SA2 shoes. Oh my gosh, it's Christmas? And this pairs wonderfully with this mod that's called Adventure Supersonic Quills that gives Sonic, like, that more, like, hair going all over the place vibe he had in Sonic Adventure, which I always kind of liked more than just the spine sticking straight up. He just looks kind of silly, like someone's, like, got a huge vacuum above him just pulling his quills upwards. Now, this, with the SA2 shoes, too, I'm sure you see I have, like, a bias towards that specific thing, but, like, this is so cool. Like, I'm leaving this on forever. You're also able to grab voice packs, like you can get the Jason Griffith voice pack, or like me, I got the Ryan Drummond sound pack because I really like Ryan's Sonic voice. I actually met the guy at Sonic and Sega Fan Jam recently, and that was a really surreal moment. Like, I've heard that guy coming out of my TV forever now. Like, he's real, look at him. And of course you might have seen the title screen is slightly different as well. That is a super personal thing. I just wasn't a fan of the original, how plain it looked. I like the box art a lot, I think it looks great, so there it is. And now probably what you've been waiting for. Yes, you can play as other characters in this game already, and some of them even have sound packs already. I was really excited to see that one of the earliest character mods for this game was not Shadow the Hedgehog, even though that's in progress. We instead have Silver the Hedgehog, who has just everything that I ever need for this game. Like, he's got his own title screen, text, and he looks like Silver. He doesn't have a lot of effects yet. That's a difficult thing people are still working on. He also doesn't have a voice pack yet. And I looked into this. There's around 240 voice clips you need to change to make a Sonic voice pack work. And that's a lot, so I'm fine waiting until that's done. But you know who does have a voice pack and is also super cool? Well, that would be IDW Comics' own Surge the Tenrec. We have this character that I think a lot of people have started to like since her first appearance back in Imposter Syndrome, and now she's in Sonic Frontiers with a full voice pack to back her up, and it's not exactly how I imagined she sounded. I kinda figured she'd sound more like a pissed off Laura Bailey or something, but this works fine, and it feels good just kind of running around this landscape as another character. It feels natural. Last and certainly not least for now, I wanted to show you what everybody seems to want to work on at this point. We have a supersonic mod for the overworld. So you know supersonic is playable in the boss fights, but now you can run around the overworld as supersonic. And I know it's, you know, not the adventure supersonic like I mentioned, but hey, this guy has access to actual flight. You can just fly around the entire overworld. It kind of feels like, I don't know, like a New Game Plus, or like, congratulations, you beat the game. Fly around, go wherever you want. It makes the pop-in look really bad because you're moving around the landscape so fast, but how cool is it that we already have a flying supersonic that he just works. You can do anything with this guy. I even took him fishing, and he really used that supersonic power boost to catch some insane fish that Sonic never would have been able to lift himself. There's also something just inherently funny about watching Supersonic cook meat over a fire. I don't know why I got such a kick out of that, but it's probably in the thumbnail, and it's not a spoiler because it's all mods. But that's gonna be all for now. I hope that this quick mod showcase and tutorial helps out when you're playing Sonic Frontiers on PC. Make sure to check this game out on Steam because it is so good even without mods. My entire original playthrough was done practically modless, just very small things that didn't change physics or anything, but now that I've got the physics stuff and all of this other stuff, this is like Game of the Year every year, and if you don't think so, you're perfectly entitled to your opinion, and I wish you enjoyed it as much as I did. And of course, if you want to know why I enjoyed it so much, stick around for next week because this video is going to be a big one. If you liked the video and you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe, click the bell, follow my Twitter, join the Discord, keep up with more things Sonic and other things that aren't Sonic because I do a lot of things. I'd also like to thank my current channel supporters who are Brady Hilkemeyer, Mimic, Noah WizBios, Minty, Scratch Attack 64, Danny Lee Dauber, Dax, Ty Little Tech Guy, Jeremy, Crystal, Chaos, Dork in a Hat, Mega Traffic Cone, and on Patreon we have Noah WizBios again, and John the Real Wawaluigi. Thank you guys so much for the support, it really means a lot, and thank you also to everyone in the $1 tiers, which also helps a lot. If you'd like to become a member of the channel yourself, you can click the join button below the video, and you will get access to, I think, 23 members-only videos, and you'll get shoutouts at the end of the video. But that's it for me for this week. I hope you had a good time, and I'll see you all next time.